And it was like ordinary day. On Sunday, we just played, we do what we normally do. And after dinner, we had family prayer and we went to bed.
Geraldine Lepi, a student from Papua New Guinea's southern Highlands province, recounting the night of February 26th when a magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck in her region. For people unused to earthquakes, it created terror, confusion and fear.
Yeah, everyone was screaming and they came out from their houses. And we heard some voice, they said like move out from your houses and come out, like where the big space are. So we had to come up here.
Many remote villages were devastated, sending communities fleeing from their homes. Yolanda was one such village. Its representative is Richard Don.
So we have fear that another tremor or another shock may have happened in the future. Therefore, I have to move my people to other location where more flatter, more good place for them to resettle themselves.
There were many significant aftershocks and landslides. Some villages wiped out. Thousands of displaced people converged in numerous care centres across several provinces. Many Southern Highlanders found relief with the Catholic diocese in Mendi under the watch of Bishop Don Lippert.
Thousands of people were affected in one way or another. Many were killed. We know some people who were killed here, not far from here, mainly by landslides that were provoked by the earthquake. And many had their gardens damaged, their small homes destroyed. We ourselves and others, the government as well, suffered great catastrophic damage to infrastructure as schools and healthcare centers, of course churches and some mission buildings as well.
Mendi, the capital of Southern Highlands province, is in danger of becoming a ghost town. People here are resilient and could withstand the earthquake disaster. But after a mob went on a rampage over what they saw as a rigged election, destroying a commercial airplane, the local courthouses and the governor's residence, it seems people have had enough of political violence and are starting to move out.
There's a bigger attitude problem.
Joseph Noah is one of a declining number of teachers still willing to come to Mendi to work.
With people, and then they go for fight only. When there is a small problem happens, they go for fight only.
In neighbouring Hela province, where the quake's epicentre was located, tribal fighting with high-powered weapons caused dozens of deaths in recent months, prompting an extra deployment of PNG's Defence Force. Nearly 6 months on from the big quake, Hela's Provincial Deputy Administrator Eddie Yui says despite the unrest they're battling on, distributing food rations and caring for displaced people.
So gradually, slowly, we can have the real life of the people sustainable again. So in order to do so, we need to help them rebuild their properties, because as we speak now, the mothers and kids, the people who've been in there, they have the fear, the scare, the trauma is still with them. So we're going to help them rebuild.
We've just choppered into the mountaintop village of Yolanda, which was rather devastated by February's big earthquake here in Southern Highlands province. And there are a number of houses which have been destroyed, some partly collapsed and some are just teetering off the hillside. But people here have decided that they have to move from this village where they've been for many years and go somewhere more stable, more flat, for fear that another major earthquake may come and totally wipe out this place.
At the moment, we are very, very hard and really hard to live. We already run out of food. We made a garden, but then cannot be harvested within a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months. It may take another while to harvest that food. So at the moment, we are very hungry now, and most of the people are really suffering.
The aftershocks are settling down, but the head of PNG's Earthquake Disaster Response Team, Bill Hamblin, says the recovery and rebuilding challenge remains huge.
PNG's had numerous natural disasters before. We've had earthquakes, we've had volcanic eruptions, etc., etc. But this is the first time that we've had a disaster that's been spread over 5 different provinces, and it's had differing effects in each one of those provinces. So when you look at the earthquake, you can't just have one sort of solution that you put out there in all 5 provinces. It's quite different.
The affected Highlands communities are resilient. Many have now returned to their villages to get on with re-establishing their communities.
I myself am a bit, I can say, frustrated, I suppose, that I was in Moresby recently and I saw them rebuilding perfectly good roads, spending millions and millions of kina on rebuilding perfectly good roads for this APEC meeting that's coming up, when not one toya has been given to the diocese, for example, and other churches to rebuild schools, churches, classrooms, health care centers, staff housing, and nothing has been given, as far as I know, for any rebuilding.
The upheavals of 2018 in this Highlands region ensure a lasting trauma. For the more remote affected communities, help can't come soon enough. Amid lingering fears of another disaster, the future remains very uncertain.